Hello everyone, welcome back to Paris. Now I know I said that we would take Paris last turn, but what I found basically is that one catapult it just does not have enough ammunition to puncture these walls, which Paris has, which I guess is just regular stone walls, Northern European stone walls, and they kept me at bay. So I was forced to build some siege equipment, so I've got a ram, 2 ladders, and 3 siege towers. And luckily we haven't received a mission from the Pope. It was all hinging on the fact that whether or not we received a mission from the Pope, and we haven't. So we got a green light. It's mission go. The train is leaving the station. We are going to besiege, we're going to assault Paris. We're going to assault Paris. But first, I just want to take a look at our notifications. Nicholas Herbert has been blocked on the road in Italy. He needs to be marching all the way down here to Roma. There we go. There he goes. Okay, he's just rocketed down there, going at the speed of light. That's why they call him Mr. Fahrenheit. And we're gonna get Bartholomew of Arundel here to draft up an alliance with the Pope, because he was so nice that he didn't give us a mission. So I think we should reward him with an alliance. But apparently an alliance is demanding, so we're going to have to basically bribe him a little bit. We're gonna make a single payment of 1,000 florins. That's balanced. Let's see what they think of that. 1,000 florins is just rejected. Okay, so we're gonna have to draft a new bill. See, we're gonna bribe the shit out of them. We're gonna give them like 2,000 florins, so that they can buy some nice gold chains, I guess. That'll hang right down to their junk. I mean, they could wrap it around their neck if they really wanted to, but that's just not the style, if you know what I mean. Rejected just rejected. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with all this gold. Like, maybe now, if we give them 3,000 florins, perhaps they can get some sweet grills going on, gild their teeth, basically. 3,000 florins is still balanced. I feel as if they're gonna reject this as well. Just rejected. Okay, last shot. Yeah, I just don't want to come back, you know? And I want to draft up this alliance while I have Bartholomew of Arundel right here, still alive and kicking, because he's just the best diplomat we have. Basically, the best diplomat we've ever seen. So 3,500 florins is generous, so I can only hope that they will accept this offer. Just rejected yet again.
Not quite acceptable.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna call off these talks for this turn. We'll come back next turn, I suppose, and see what we can do. We're scraping by financially. Alright, look at this. The hero of Zero, a mathematician from Pisa by the name of Fibonacci, has published a new work entitled Liber Abaci. Okay, you know what? I'm going to read this. You could read it as well if you are so inclined. Alright, so Fibonacci has basically reinvigorated the number 0, which is blowing the minds of mathematicians around Europe for some reason. I guess nothingness is a hard thing to comprehend, I suppose. But look at this. We have a mission success to cease hostilities with the Republic of Genoa. So we got a green light across the continent, basically, to take all of these Genoese lands after we take Paris. But first, we have to mourn Fulk of Cambridge, who was our diplomat outside of Acre. So even if Giles Grey is converting this province, which he isn't really, we can't even bribe it, so that sucks. Here we go. We got a great imam outside the city, and that is why we're not converting anyone. It's because of that fucking bastard right there. Holy shit, a new family member, John Vaughan, which is quite the name, John Vaughan. Let's see. That's another Vaughan son. That's Russell's. Here we go, Vaughan. We've got Eustace, Archibald, and John. It seems like it's going to be a good brood. The hatchlings have left the nest, and we're gonna see what the future holds for the Vaughans. Okay, Rennes has a fairground, and there's not much else to build in Rennes economically, so we're gonna have to build a shipwright, I guess. That's the last building, and that is going to increase trade by 30. That's all right. We could have probably foregone that building. Actually, let's go back and cancel that. That's 1,900 florins that we could hang on to for now. Angers has a river port, and we could probably spring for an archery range, but maybe an armorer would be a good investment now that we have heavy mail. I think, well, our spear militia, their next armor upgrade is partial heavy mail, and I think they get that from an armorer. Partial heavy mail. I'm not sure if our professional units need armor upgrades as well. Let's hunt down some of them. Archers, max armor, but Norman sergeants, they get no armor upgrades. Light men at arms need no armor upgrades. No one needs armor upgrades. I'm not sure if that would be worth it anyway, to build a blacksmith, or an armorer rather. So I suppose we could spring for an archery range, but I'm going to conserve my money and build nothing in Galway. Galway needs nothing but a bakehouse. There we go. Okay, that was not bad. So we have our fleet in the Mediterranean. It is Admiral Randolph, and he's got 2 ships. He's got a Hulk and a Cog, which is fantastic. That is the starting point of a fleet. It's like a starter kit. You know, you get a few ships to start, and then you just got to build from there. I guess Ren now has a spy, and his name is Richard Francis. Now, Richard Francis, I think, needs to head towards, what is this, Bern. He needs to head towards Bern, because that is where our last spy kicked the bucket, and that is where he lays to this very day. We didn't bother to recover his body, unfortunately. But what we can do is besiege Clermont with David of Salisbury here, build some siege equipment, basically a carbon copy of our siege equipment outside Paris. There we go. And we'll do the same outside Lyon as well. I think we may want to bring King... Well, no, King Herbert can just chill in Marseille for now, I suppose. And we'll get... Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. Duke Bardicar got the shit kicked out of him outside of Lyon. And we may have to go back for reinforcements. So what I may do, actually... Here, I'll grab Bardicar out of this army. I'm going to grab all the siege equipment as well. And I'm basically just going to switch out these units. There we go. Bam, he's got a whole fresh new army. Just like that. That was easy. Easy peasy. But now we have to head back to Lyon to besiege that fucking place. And you know what? Now it's the time. It is the time that we have all been waiting for. I'm personally, I've been waiting for it. I don't know about you, but we're going to besiege Paris. And when I say besiege Paris, we are besieging Paris, but we have to assault the city. So here we go. We're going to assault the shit out of Paris. And here is our balance of power. 2,000 English men versus, I don't know, 2,200 Frenchmen. But it's mostly militia. You can see here that King Colin's army, it's spear militia, crossbow militia, and that's all there is to it. A lot of weak units. 14 spearmen sergeants. You know, 18 mailed knights, 13, whatever that is, 21 mailed foot knights. 21 archers, a lot of weak units. But unfortunately, he has some reinforcements from Pons de Blanchefort. What a name, Pons. And he's got a few units, some mercenaries. Now, I'm surprised that we don't get to recruit Breton light cavalry in Rennes. I suppose maybe if it was a castle we would, I'm not sure. You'd think it would be a regional unit, but I guess not. But anyway, I suppose we'll just hop right in. I'll see you then. Alright, here is our deployment for Paris. I've got, of course, all my good units on the rams, etc. I'm just putting my Norman sergeants on the edges here, and well, my weaker units, like this weak Malaise Petites and my Norman sergeants, they're going to be on the edges. And my stronger units are in the middle here in an effort to take the gate right away. I'm going to send them and do a pincer movement. I've also got my catapult here. I'm just basically going to be using my catapult to scare units off of certain walls. No idiot is going to stand on a wall when a catapult is firing at it, lest the wall crumble beneath their feet, you know what I mean? But we have the French reinforcements all the way over here. They are starting to march towards our forces, and I've got some reserves to handle that. I've got all of my archers and 3 Norman sergeants and a whole mess of cavalry to intercept them before they ever get near the walls. Okay, let's see what our catapult has done. 2 damage, and our siege towers are basically at the walls already. But my Malaise Petites are now at the walls, along with the Norman sergeants. And now we're just waiting for our units to hit the walls. I'm gonna stop my catapult from firing, actually, because like I said, our towers are basically already at the walls. We didn't have any time to scare units away. Maybe I could have waited, but I can't wait. That's what it is. I can't wait to be inside of Paris, in the courtyard, supping, really. I would not sip wine in this situation, I would sup it. And that would be great, just to be sitting in the courtyard, wiping my face with a French flag and hanging tons of English ones. It'll be great. But anyway, we are now besieging, assaulting the walls. I don't know what it is. I'm confusing the word besieging with assaulting a lot. And I'm not very pleased about it. But anyway, these Frenchmen, likewise, are not very pleased about me assaulting the walls. You see that? No errors made. Okay. But basically, we want to capture the gatehouse before our men storm through. Nothing sucks more than getting boiled to death by burning oil. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but it's not pretty. Okay. Our Malays patates are being demolished on the wall here for some reason. And I'm not sure if this unit is going to make it, but our forces are now being threatened by some French cavalry, so I'm going to have to move my units very quickly. I'm going to grab some Malays, actually, to counter. And Symond Russell is going to handle this very easily. Our Norman sergeants are in place already to intercept this massive charge by Pons and these Breton light cavalry. There we go. Our Norman sergeants, unfortunately, did not receive that charge too well, and they got bowled over just a little bit. So I'm going to have to throw all of my Norman sergeants into the fray here and try to capture him and cut him down very quickly. I don't think the rest of the reinforcements are going to attack my reserves. Rather, they're going to rush to the courtyard in an attempt to bolster the defense, but it's no use. We are on the walls. We are taking the walls. My Norman sergeants have actually abandoned the assault on the walls due to my mismanagement, though, and that's a little unfortunate. But holy shit, we have just busted through the gates, and there's about 1 million Frenchmen with spears and gritted teeth waiting for me. So my light men-at-arms are now receiving a charge on the exterior of the walls, which is slightly unorthodox, but actually I'm going to pull them back. I don't want them in the range of that boiling oil, so I'm going to try to refrain from that happening. But look at that. We have basically handled the Frenchmen outside the walls. We just need to get our archers to fire on those Breton light cavalry, and then get our Malays to close the gaps here and take care of Pons. Here we go. We're gonna charge them right the fuck now. Our Malays, unfortunately, are not really doing what I'd hoped. Instead, they are being attacked by these Breton light cavalry, and they're taking a few spears. But there we go. The issue is resolved. But our archers were a little slow on the uptake there, so they didn't really do much. They were just running for no reason, which is kind of weird, I suppose. But there we go. Our Norman sergeants have taken care of Pons, and our Malays have supported him, supported our Norman sergeants to take care of that situation. But now our light men-at-arms are defending from an assault outside the gate, and we may have to get our archers to fire a little bit in there. I'm not sure. But there we go. We've killed Pons. No problem. Another one bites le dust, I suppose, in this situation. Another one bites le dust. We've got 29 Malays patates left, but we're doing good. We're doing good on the walls. We just need to capture the gatehouse itself, and we're working on it. Our Malays are fighting quite well. Unfortunately, they're taking a lot of casualties, most likely from the arrow towers, but taking quite a lot of casualties when, taking into consideration that they're basically just fighting crossbow militia. It's a little sad. You think they'd handle it a lot better, but I suppose not. Okay, we're gonna reform our... Oh shit, look at this. These Frenchmen are getting a little fresh, and they're gonna try to sneak by and support outside the walls, but our Malays have another idea. They're gonna flatten this unit of crossbow militia like no fucking problem, and we're gonna get our archers to flatten these two units before they ever get a chance to get to the walls. There we go. No problem. Yet again, it is resolved. Look at that. These guys are routing already, and these spear militia, they didn't even see it coming. We did take a few casualties here, or is that the Breton? No, that's definitely our Malays. I would assume the crossbows let loose on our Malays there, and it didn't go well.
Very much in our favor.
Okay, I was hoping our infantry forces would be doing a little better at this point in time, but they're just barely making their way to the gatehouse. I was hoping my light men-at-arms would already be up there, but I suppose not. Our Malaise Petites nearly eliminated, but they have done quite a lot of damage, actually. Quite a lot. We just need to intercept these... Oh, I put my Norman sergeants behind my archers, unfortunately. So I suppose I'll have to be moving them pretty quickly. But now my Malaise Petites are being surrounded by mercenary spearmen, unfortunately. But I think the gatehouse now belongs to... Nope, it's still the Kingdom of France, unfortunately. But the reinforced gates, totally Kingdom of England. They're busted down, but god damn it, they're mine. Okay, these spear militia are already routing, so I may just throw my Norman sergeants against these spear militia. There we go. I do want my archers firing at these mercenary spearmen. There we go. And the
enemy army flees the field.
Who's fleeing? My god. Oh, they're talking about the reinforcements. The reinforcements are fleeing, yes, because that's a million fucking arrows. A million fucking arrows in their asses, and they can't handle it. So they're gonna have to wuss out. Our light men-at-arms are going to flank those crossbowmen while our Norman sergeants hold off these flanks here. What do we got? A few spear militia between us and the gatehouse, but we fully garrison the gatehouse, and it's still not ours, so I'm going to have to encircle these spear militia, I think, and take care of them. We did lose a unit of Malaise Petites, unfortunately, but there's nothing to be done. Nothing to be done about it. We're going to try to get some supporting fire from our archers, but it's a little difficult in these close quarters. Hopefully our Norman sergeants can block these spearmen from retreating, and hopefully these light men-at-arms can take care of these spear militia. They are, of course, being flanked, and that is the best. The best thing that I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. And you know what? There's not much in the courtyard, so I suppose we've chewed through all of their militia forces. They've got a few units tucked in here and there, but nothing to be worried about, I guess. A bit of cavalry, but I suppose we'll definitely be able to handle it with our Norman sergeants, for sure. We've lost a unit of light men-at-arms, unfortunately, and it was the unit at the gate. I guess they just could not withstand these spear militia for some reason, and all men were lost, basically. All hands lost. Like the sinking of the Titanic, basically. Okay, we are flanking those spear militia in the rear with our light men-at-arms, and we're going to try to muscle them outside the walls, which would be very ironic. You go out, you sally out, and then you end up just getting muscled out of your own walls, and we're going to flank with our other forces as well. We might be able to take a lot of prisoners right here, actually. A good prisoner opportunity. It appears that our archers are taking a little bit of fire from these towers, but that's not a big deal because they're just drawing the fire from our more important units, is all. Okay, we've got 23 Malaise Petites left, a few light men-at-arms, and they are bugged out, and they're not doing shit. Are they moving now? Yeah, okay. They appear to be moving, which is great. We'll get them to come across and attack these spear militia. Look at this. We are now wedging these spear militia in between our units, and that is fantastic. I don't know how much boiling oil is getting dropped right now, but I would imagine it's quite a lot. I can see some burn. Oh, yep. There it is. Okay, I'm going to pull my light men-at-arms back, actually. I didn't expect them to push the French back that quickly. That was nuts. Unfortunately, this gatehouse remains French. I don't know why that is, even though we've been stomping all over it. It remains French, and that means that they're going to be shooting arrows into our backs the entire fucking time. But look at this. All of their spear militia are now fleeing into the courtyard, which means we can storm our Norman sergeants in, and hopefully they don't take too many casualties from that boiling oil. Oh, this unit is only wavering. That is my mistake. And now... Oh, there we go. It is now routing. Perfect. We have not very many strong units. This is really our strongest unit of melee infantry, unfortunately. All we have left is this Malaise Patates, basically, and they need to be cutting down a few men as well. So we'll station them right here for now, and we're going to put our archers on the walls, which will be great. Our Norman sergeants are a little confused. They could be just going right through the gate, but apparently they just refuse. And I don't blame them. That boiling oil is a son of a bitch. You just cannot get it out of linens. That's the least of your worries if you get hit by boiling oil. You don't need to worry about the stains. You need to be worrying about the deathly third-degree burns. Okay, we're going to bring in some cavalry support here to counter these cavalry charges. And now our Norman sergeants have gotten the idea, and they have stormed into the castle, which is freaking great. Freaking great. And look at this. A lot of Frenchmen are fleeing inwards, which is slightly odd. You think they'd be fleeing outside the castle? I don't know. Okay, our Malaise Patates are going to take 1 million prisoners right here, routing up all these statuesque mercenary spearmen. Very odd. You give them a bit of gold, and this is what happens. They just freeze up in battle and just stand absolutely still, as if you were a T-Rex, which is kind of weird. Our light men-at-arms have taken quite a few prisoners, but I imagine they're not going to last long against these strong spear militia units. So I might as well just get them to withdraw for now. Look at this. This frickin' gatehouse is still French, even though all of our forces are just trudging right through it as if it was your mom. Haha, yeah, that's a terrible joke. Doesn't even really make sense when you think about it, but our cavalry is slightly confused as well. They're not really doing much. But our feudal knights can storm in and charge some of these Frankish... Oh my god. Look at this. We found a whole host of French units just tucked away. I hadn't even seen those guys, but there you go. This is a little bit more difficult than I had anticipated. We're having some difficulties routing all of these French units. But all we have to do now is capture the courtyard and hold it, which should be quite easy. We have charged these French feudal knights in the rear with our own feudal knights, and they're being slaughtered. Nicely diced. And we're making some French cuisine, which is pretty beautiful, if you ask me. So Symond Russell needs to be really leading the charge from the flank, rather, and we can just march right into the courtyard unopposed. Look at this. We'll grab our feudal knights and Symond Russell, and like I said, we'll march into the courtyard unopposed, and we can just basically camp out there, and it will definitely be great. But our Norman sergeants need to plug up all of these holes while they have the chance. I'm going to grab these 2 units and do this. Blam. That is quite the line that those Frenchmen will have to fight through to get to their own courtyard, so that's great. Our feudal knights can probably attack those Frankish knights. I imagine that all the spearmen that are mixed in here will come charging out, and as well as some of these cavalry men, but I could actually grab my Malaise and throw a cheaper unit onto the spear, but I can't be bothered. I really can't be bothered, because the courtyard is going to be ours pretty soon here. We're just going to put up some of our own flags, and all we have to do is ensure that the French don't get into their courtyard, and that's that. We just have to hold it for 3 minutes, and Paris is ours, and the French are destroyed. Holy shit, we just charged those mercenaries, and it went very well. Look at that, we finally captured a gateway somehow.
If we continue like
but
this,
unfortunately, I don't know which fucking gateway they're talking about, because we haven't been near any other gateways except for this one, and it's still French. I have no clue. Honestly, I had no clue. But there we go. Our feudal knights are storming into the courtyard, and it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Our men have taken control of the city.
Okay, 4 minutes. My mistake. 4 minutes in the courtyard, and it's ours. I'm gonna leave Symond. No, I'll leave my feudal knights. I'll send Symond Russell around the flanks here, as well as our Norman sergeants, and we'll plug up this fucking hole. Our feudal knights are taking quite a few casualties, actually. They're getting sliced and diced by the mixture of units here. I'm gonna pull this unit back. They're just a distraction, I suppose. And we can probably grab our other Norman sergeants, our archers, even. Okay, why is this tower still French? What is with that? What is the deal with that? What is the deal?
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like
okay,
this,
so my feudal knights
smash
are
the
retreating, and I just need to get my archers to fire on them when they get in range. So there we go. Okay, we are holding the French at this blockade. Well, not as well as I'd hoped, but I don't even know if they're fighting us or if they're just trying to rush by, but it's not going well. They're routing as usual. As per French tactics, they're routing once again. And here we go. Our archers are about to let fucking loose and throw literally hundreds of arrows their way. But first, let me take a selfie. And also, let's shoot at this fucking guy right here. All of my archers are firing at that one man who stands unopposed on the wall. Look at this. What is going on here? It's the bannerman. He is
lost control of the city. Lord
what?
Have mercy.
We've lost control of the city. Are you shitting me? Oh my god. We've got 42 cavalrymen and they've been overtaken by these militia. I'm quite displeased with that. Quite displeased. Okay. We have retaken the city somehow. By some miracle, we've retaken the city. And now we just have to handle... Oh, shit. The French were smart, and now they have come around the flank. And somehow they're still alive. My archers are firing still into my own men, unfortunately. But these Norman sergeants will take care of it.
The enemy king lies dead.
Holy shit, we just killed the king. No fucking problem. I forget his name. It is King Colin. We killed King Colin right here when he was trying to rush for the courtyard. And now he's basically crowbait, which is fucking nice. That's the last of the French royal family, I suppose. Okay. 3 minutes until victory. I'm just gonna speed it up. Oh, you know what? Symond Russell is kind of getting the shit kicked out of him. I didn't notice, but he's not doing so hot. I'm gonna try to pull him back. Oh shit, all of my units are routing. And Symond Russell might get killed, which would be not good, I would say. So it appears that the Frenchmen are now storming for the courtyard, but a lot of their units are routing. The only unit that is still around is basically their cavalry units. That's all that remains. But we have some Norman sergeants to take care of those guys. It's Colin's bodyguard. They're the last unit standing, it looks like. Some spear militia as well, unfortunately.
Our men no longer command the city.
So basically one Frenchman gets into the courtyard and we've lost control of the city somehow. I don't know how that works, but there's a whole unit of spear militia now arriving on the scene, and we just have to hold them until we can charge into the... Oh no, our Norman sergeants have now fled. Okay, I've got to bring all my Malays in. I don't have many units left. All my melee units have basically fled. And all I have left is some weakened cavalry units, and they've just got to hold until all my Malays storm in. Okay. So these feudal knights are going to fight valiantly to hold back the Frenchmen. And here come our Malays. Bam, 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 bam. Like an unstoppable tide coming to crash upon the coast. Here we go. Okay, finally those mercenary spearmen have snapped out of it, and now they're rushing towards the capital as well. The courtyard of the capital, I should say. But here we go. Our Malays are coming to save the day. Oh shit, another bannerman. What is with these guys? They just keep on kicking. I don't know if this other guy's still alive. No, he definitely is, but our Malays Petites have been killed by the towers that we can't seem to capture because we can't kill this guy. He's just turned around and he's pretending that this whole siege isn't happening. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Some movement. Perhaps some intent of murder? No, okay.
Victory will be ours.
Look at this. We lost 69%, 70% of our army, but I think we have done it. I think we have captured Paris by the skin of our teeth. Apparently, too much cavalry, not enough melee infantry. Hot tip for the next major siege we do, I guess we'll have to bring more melee infantry, which is really a no-brainer. Who needs 5 cavalry units during a siege? Should have thought that through. But there we go. We've broken the spear militia, and we just have to sweep up this general's bodyguard. There's only 5 of them, and we've won. Okay. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna speed through this. I'll see you with the stats. Alright, I know that I said I would meet you with the stats, but I just want to point out the siege of Paris is held up from being complete due to this one fucking asshole right here. This one... Oh my god. Are you fucking serious right now? A fucking headshot just put down our last Malaise Petites, and this guy just stands defiant like a complete douchebag. But anyway, I'm gonna speed past these last 2.5 minutes, and like I said, I'll see you with the stats. Oh my god, I cannot believe it. We finally captured Paris, and it was only an average victory. Ugh. So the Battle of Paris in 1202 AD, and I guess it took exactly 100 years, basically, to put France down and subjugate them. But look at this. A lot of casualties inflicted, a lot of casualties lost. A few prisoners, but most importantly, we killed King Colin. That's something. That's definitely something. Anyway, we're just gonna release these guys. There's no point, you know, trying to ransom them. Paris is taken, France is done, and the English banner now flies above the capital of France, and I got a giant grin on my face. The King of France is dead, and this is gonna say faction destroyed. The Kingdom of France. The long legacy of these people has at last come to an end by your hand. Of course it has. Our hand, rather. Celebrations held in honor of your glorious conquest of their dominion erupt throughout the kingdom, with everyone from prince to pauper toasting your righteous reign. Yeah. Goddamn right they do. I'm just kidding. This took far too long due to missions and whatnot. And unfortunately, though, we have no population growth, and Symond Russell's army took a shit kicking. But we can recruit a trebuchet and urban spear militia, which is interesting. There we go. That's nice. I'm going to recruit a trebuchet for Symond Russell's army. If Symond Russell had more infantry, as I had mentioned previously, then this battle wouldn't have been a problem. But unfortunately, we didn't have infantry, and that really caused a big problem. Maybe if we had some reinforcements, that would have been good as well. But there you have it. We have subjugated France, and we have put a big check mark in our victory conditions here. We just have to take over Scotland, as we have a mission to take Aberdeen as well, which is this city here. We just have to take that minor city, and I'm sure we can do that if we recruit a few more units in Nottingham. We need some archers and some light men-at-arms as well. Some infantry. There we go. And we've got a lot of generals that can be leading this army. We've got Samuel Russell and Owen Vaughan, and also Hubert of Shrewsbury. Sons of some good big names in the Kingdom of England right now, and I think we'll have to take our pick of who should really be leading this army. If you have a favorite, maybe leave a comment. You know, if you have a recommendation between the 3 of them, leave a comment, and we'll make it so. And we can subjugate Scotland as well, and basically win the game. But in addition, we will also, next episode, take Clermont and march Duke Bardicar on Lyon and take that as well. I guess Lyon is now the Genoese capital, unsurprisingly. You think they would make Frankfurt their capital, but it's not meant to be. So the Venetians were hanging around Frankfurt when the Genoese took it, and they just walked right back to Venice. They didn't have any interest in Frankfurt, unfortunately. Interestingly enough, the Scots have retaken Antwerp, though, so that kind of is annoying. A little bit annoying that we'll have to take Antwerp eventually also. But anyway, as always, everyone, thank you for watching. Thanks for watching until the capture of Paris. It's a bit of a milestone, I gotta say. Episode 39, and we've finally taken Paris. Wow. But I'll see you guys next video.